All right, y'all. I got a couple things to talk about. I'm just gonna freestyle this video. Got a lot on my mind, like always. So let's go. So the first thing that I want to start off with tonight, I have finally came to realize and understand why people that are very similar to me or resemble me or are like me, I finally understand now why I am the way that I am with a lot of the things that I do. It makes absolute sense to me now. When you are someone like me that you like being by yourself, or you like being with other like-minded people that enjoy basking in their own energy, they like their own company, or they like the company of others that are very similar to them. The reason we are like this, it's very simple. It's very simple. But to other people, they know that this is true, but they're still in this kind of stage where they need to put on for the world. They need to, they can't get past this projecting thing, like looking towards others for why they're doing what they're doing. Like when I'm out here doing these videos at night, I'm self-reflecting. You see what I'm saying? I am doing a video because I want to speak and I want to talk and I want to get stuff off of my mind and I want to talk about the things I need to talk about. And I know if I run into people that are in a group, say that there's like 2 or 3 people that walk by me and hear what I'm saying, all they're going to do is, how they're going to respond is they're going to be like, oh, I wonder what that guy's talking about. And more than likely, they're going to be nosy. They're going to be projecting onto me. Oh, what's he talking about? What's he up to? Now, listen, I know you can't help this when you're around people. You can't help that you are thinking about them. You can't help the fact that you're alerted by their presence. I understand this, but when you have people that all that they know how to do when they hear you talking, or if like I'm walking right now and I run into somebody, they will be dead set on what I'm saying, and it's fine that they do that, but this is why in the real world situations where you're around groups of people and you're around people, if you're doing your own thing, you're always going to be intruded upon from people that all they know how to do is project things. You see what I'm saying? All they know how to do is, when you're not paying attention to them and you're not saying hi to them, how are you, where are you from, all the normal lingo, if you don't pay them any mind, it's almost like they get offended by that. They get mad by that. They get upset by that. I'm telling you, now I don't want to say normie in this video. I just want to say people that are not self-reflectors. I'm talking about people that there are people that are mostly projectors and there are people that are mostly self-reflectors. And I am a self-reflector. That's why I do everything I do. It's why I make the videos that I make, because I'm self-reflecting on my life and I'm talking about my things and I'm speaking about things I need to talk about, things that are on my mind. But see, with people that are projectors, it's always, you have to tell me something for me. You see what I'm saying? You have to tell me something for me. What are you doing for me? What are you going to say to me? Why are you doing what you're doing and not paying me any mind? You see, and I know this is, listen, I know this sounds very petty. I know this sounds like, well, why are you talking about this? Who cares? Nobody really cares. But that's the reason why I thought that I wanted to be in a city with people. There was a time where I said, I want to move to the city. I want to be involved with the city life. I want to be where the noise is, where people are moving all day long, where the crowd is, where everybody's doing something all the time. And don't get me wrong, when I go into the cities and stuff, I love skyscrapers. I love buildings. I love the architecture. I like visiting. I like moving around. I'm a vagabond. That's what I really am at heart. I am a vagabond because I realize when you are a person that is a self-reflector and you're always self-reflecting, you're always reflecting on something. Your mind is always on doing something like art or writing or a project, something productive when you're bored, or you need your solitude and your silence and you need to not hear any bullshit. You see, it's like, I don't want to hear anything right now because I'm not in the mood for it and I don't want to hear it. And there's nothing wrong with that. See, if we could all understand each other that have this kind of mindset, then we could live amongst each other and say, okay, well, I want to go make some noise, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go make my noise while you're here chilling and resting and having your peace and you don't got to hear any noise. You know, if someone was in a huge house, you could go on the opposite side of the house and someone could go on the opposite side, and you wouldn't need to hear each other. It's like when it's time, and you know when it's time to do that. But in this real world, people don't have just common sense with these kind of things. They have this thing going on that they cannot interpret when someone does not want to be messed with. They cannot interpret when someone is just walking down the street doing a video like me. I get interrupted, not all the time, but sometimes I get interrupted. And I know when someone does that, all that they're doing, these are people that have an ultimate ego. These are ego matrix dwellers is all that I can really say. They need you to say something to them. When you're not speaking to them, when you're not paying them attention, when you're not focused on them, you're not telling them something, then it's like automatically because I used to be one of these people. And now that I see what I was doing, I'm kind of disgusted at myself, but yet I wasn't doing it for any malicious reason back then. I would do it because I was actually interested in what that person was doing. I wanted to get to know them. You see, I wanted to make a friend with them. I wanted to say, hey, what are you doing today? Let's do something. See, I had intentions that were pure in heart, metaphorical heart. See, I didn't have bad intentions. But some people, they do this because they have this ego thing. They have this thing going on that if you don't look back on them, if you don't project what you're seeing in them back onto them, then it's like they just I don't know. You either understand what I mean or you don't understand what I mean. I can't always put my finger on these things. And look, there's no rhyme or reason I'm saying this. I'm just saying this is why I come out at night. This is why I come out it's like 2 o'clock in the morning right now. I come out at 2 o'clock in the morning because if I would come out here during the day and I'm walking past people, every person I walk past, it's going to be this thing where, and it isn't their fault. It's just for me, it's a very awkward feeling. I thought that I would get used to recording myself around people, and I can't. I can't do it because when I do, I am around people, they know that you're making a video on a camera, but yet they will interrupt you. They will just say something to bother you because, yet again, their ego is there. They know that you're not paying attention to them, so they'll be like, oh, well, you need to pay attention to me. Look at me. I'm here. Hey, you. What are you doing? Why are you not saying hi to me? Why are you not acknowledging me? Why are you not looking over my way? And this is how I used to be. This is how I used to be. Every time I would look at people, and now I know, now I understand why I was being ignored. I understand why people would not look at me, and they were minding their business. They were in their own solitude. They were doing their own thing. They were in their own thoughts. They were probably like, look, leave me the fuck alone. I just came home from work, or I'm tired, or I was doing something and I don't want to talk. And now I know this. Now I know this as a person, and I tend to not bother people anymore. I leave people be. I let people do what they're doing. I let people approach me and say something that they're going through, or something that is that they need to say for themselves. See, but it's never that though. This is the thing that I'm getting to. It's never that. It's never the person talking about their own stuff going on. It's never the person that will get absolutely real with themselves and then get real with you. Do you understand what I'm saying here? And why do I say these things? Because I know this stuff. I pick up on this stuff. And like I said, I will not be fake for this world. I will not put on for this world and people. I won't do it. I will not do it. So therefore, if you are real with yourself, you're going to be an outcast. If you're honest with yourself, you're going to be an outcast. If you're somebody that you are a self-reflector, you're going to be an outcast. If you are someone that you're an artist or a musician or a writer or someone that makes videos like I do, more than likely you're going to be an outcast. Because there are two realms here. There is the realm of social media where everybody every day needs you to say hi to me, tell me I'm here, give me this attention all the time. Now look, I'm not saying I do some of the things I do because I want to be appreciated. I want to be appreciated as a person. And I want to look for other people that are similar to me that I can appreciate too. But I don't do it for this fake clout. I don't do it for this unnecessary attention. I don't do it just to do it because my ego is saying, oh, you have to give me this. You have to give me this thing from you. See, it's really hard to explain. It's kind of like an energy thing. It's kind of like a shift in paradigm in the way that your mind is set. It's very hard to describe. Like, See, in our world, what do we do? What do we do as people? We are so used to, as people, putting on for other people, so therefore we will not really be our true selves when there's more than one person around. This is something that George Carlin said, and I was watching a video. Flirting with Disasters channel was saying the same thing. He said, when you're around one person, they're real with you. Most of the time, they're real, and they're telling you how they really feel about something. They're opening up, they're being honest, and they're talking to you like a person, like a human being. Then right when someone else comes along into the conversation or comes into the crowd, right when it's three people, it's dead, it's done. Most people, I would literally say 99.98% of people, and I'm talking out of 8 billion people here. I'm talking about there are thousands of people out here that will not change or will not put on this bullshit because other people are around. But most people, right when they see two people, they absolutely change. Their whole persona changes. Their whole way that they talk changes. They're putting on, they're acting like something because the other person is there. And I can't stand, I despise, I hate this attitude. I hate when people do this. It is a pet peeve of mine that I have, and it's why I don't like being around more than one person at a time. I just don't like it. Not most people. I'm not saying everybody, but it's damn near almost everybody, if I'm being honest. And I've been having this my whole life. Now that I understand why humans react the way they do, why they act the way they do, why when we're in these social situations. See, listen, social situations to me, most of them are fake. They're not real. Social situations are usually forced. They are pushed. They are putting on. It is the mask. It's the facade. It's the smiling when you don't want to smile. It's this whole thing, and I keep saying it, it's this ego thing. It's this thing that people, they think that if they say something that they really want to say, they know that the person is not going to maybe like that, or they're going to have a problem with something, or they're going to push their stuff onto you because that's all they know how to do. It's all they know how to do. They don't know how else to react to a situation. And I'm telling you, this, you cannot understand what I mean unless you are someone that you have had a change in the way you think, the paradigm shift. You have to be a sort of, you don't even have to be a loner. You just have to be somebody that is willing to get honest with yourself. And I'm sorry to say, most of the world is just not being honest with themselves. They're not being real with themselves, and I can't stand it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate having to have these conversations that I know that people don't want to do. They're just doing it because they think I have to. If I don't speak or I don't talk or I don't get myself involved with this, then I'm gonna look like something out of the ordinary. I'm gonna look like something awkward. They're not going to approve of me. And then what do? We put on and we put up the facade, and so many people do it. So many people do it. And I can't stand it. I can't stand it. And the more I go on in life, this is why I am someone that I'm pretty sure I have made up my mind with what I want to do for myself. Eventually, I want to get out of the city. I don't mind being around, like when you're outside of the suburbs where there's a house, you know, like a half mile apart or a quarter mile apart. I don't mind being that close to some people, but being in apartment buildings and like living, you know, beside someone in a house and stuff, no. That is not what I want to do for the rest of my life at all. I want to get out of these apartments. I want to get out of this apartment I'm in. I do not want to share a bathroom with other people. I want to get... all that I want while I'm here for the rest of my days is my own abode. I want a place where it can be mine. And when I want to, if I do invite somebody or I know someone that somehow, some way, something happens where, I don't know, it's someone like me and it's once in a while where we do whatever and the person understands that. It's just sometimes I just feel like I am so alone on these things. I feel like I am completely almost by myself on this. I know that I'm not, but I feel like I am because I don't really know people like that. I'm an internet guy and I like that, but at the same time, there are times where I need a little bit of human connection, you know, and don't get it twisted. If anybody tells you that they don't need any human connection, they're lying to you. Remember this, they're lying to you. Even people that are misanthropes, even people that are secluders and loners, even people like George Carlin, Charles Bukowski, Bill Hicks, other people like that, and even people on YouTube that talk about how they hate humanity. Listen, why do you think that they have channels? Why do you think that they talk to you? Why do you think that they thank you for watching the video? Because they need some human interaction and some human connection. There are very, 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 very few people in this world that can go for years and years and years without any human connection, any human interaction, that can just say, I'm completely done with everybody. You see, even though I tell you, I am done with humanity as a whole. As a whole, humanity is completely dead to me, completely dead. And I want no parts of it. I'm gone from the thought of most of this world. I'm completely gone from it. And I've been gone from it. And it's not gonna come back. I know it's not gonna come back. It's gone. It's dead. It's from me. And I don't want it. I don't want it anymore, because now I see what it's all about. Most of it is about chasing and scheming and trying to act like you're better than somebody, and you got to be the tough guy for your crowd of boys or your friends, or you got to wear the name brand clothing, and you got to put on this thing all the time. And look, I don't have a problem with people wearing something nice. I don't have a problem. I already been through all this, and I'm not going to get into little details in this video because I'm done doing that too. I'm not going to explain what I mean when I say what I mean, but it's just, you know, and it isn't. This isn't really about anything. It's not about anything. It's just the fact that how you become this person. How did I evolve into what I am right now? It has been circumstances, it has been experiences, it has been me taking an honest look at everything. And the more honest I got with me, the more I seen that I can't stick around for long with most people, because most people, they're so dead set They are so dead set on living this repetitive way for other people. They can't get out of that cycle. And this is something Charles Bukowski said. He said, people are glued to the cycles. They're glued to the cycles. They can't get out of that mentality where, oh, well, I have to. And a lot of people don't even realize that they're doing this. This is the thing that is so crazy. See, once I realized it, then that's when I became, over time, I became almost disgusted with myself because I seen what I was doing myself. You understand? And most people, they will never get to that mentality because they have not yet seen, they have not yet realized, they have not yet came out of that denial state, or that projecting state, or that state of looking at everybody in the world like there's an answer out here, like people have an answer for you, like someone is just gonna come along and sweep you off your feet, and there's gonna be this happily ever after, and just all these delusions and fairy tales. And once I seen them for what they really were, it freed me from a lot of stuff. It didn't put me in bondage. It didn't make me worse. Yeah, there's some things that did make me worse, I won't lie, because I had to go through the whole deconditioning thing along with it. That was the hard part. But now that I did that, this is going to be very, very hard. And see, this is why most people might not even get this far in my videos, because, you know, they say, well, okay, well, this is boring and what's the point? You're just saying what you said before. But really, it's not. It's this evolution going on of knowing what you know. And the more honest you are with yourself, there's something that starts to happen where you realize that everybody is going to waste most of their lives being concerned about what the rest of the world is doing, how the rest of the world is living, how the rest of the world is talking about things, how the rest of the world responds, how the rest of the world reacts, what the rest of the world is watching. You see what I'm saying? And they go by that day and night and day and night, and they can't break out of that cycle. And most people probably tell themselves, well, what's the point? Why would I break out of that cycle? Why would I stop watching the things I watch, the TV programming that I watch? Why would I stop listening to politicians? Why would I stop, if I feel good about myself, saying all these things to people every day and doing it over and over again? Hey, listen, if that works for people and they're content with that, I don't care. I don't care, because that's their life and they're going to live the life that they live. I do not care anymore what everybody's doing out here. I don't care what the rest of the world is doing. I only care about other like-minded beings that we can have some kind of connection while we're here. We can have an understanding of each other while we're here. You know, every time you hear my voice, you know that I'm not lying to you. You know that I'm bringing it to you real and raw, and I'm not putting on. This is not scripted. And that should be something that is almost amazing to you as a real person, that you're listening to a person that is not scripted, that is not fake, that is not putting on for you. I know that I don't have all these fancy things to tell you. I know that I am not a book smart kind of guy. I don't talk in this scientific kind of manner, or this like someone like, I don't know, Matt Dillahunty, or who else? What's his name that everybody knows? Jordan Peterson. I don't talk like them. But listen, and this is not me bragging or boasting, I know more than they do. I know more than they do. The things they talk about, I've already been through all that. I've already been the socialite. I've already been the every kind of guy that you can think of. I already did it myself. I've already been through the religious stage. I've already been through the spiritual thing. I've already been through the trying to be a rapper guy thing. I've already been a complete bum. I've already been a drug addict. I've already been the guy that tried to fit in everywhere. I was the guy that completely gave up on life. I was the guy that was suicidal. I was the guy that was depressed. I was the guy that was on top of the world sometimes. I was the guy that I put my everything into serving other people and worrying about other people and going to their houses. You see, I was the complete polar opposite of what I am speaking to you about. And see, when I'm speaking to you, anyone who has done something similar and we have something in common, this should help you through your days. This should be, we should be reflecting this back onto ourselves, just to sit here and know that we've did this, know that we were polar opposites, know that we're here now and it's all we'll ever have. There's nothing but now, and there's this moment right now that you're listening to this video, and that's all there is. That's all there is. And it doesn't have to be about anything. It doesn't always have to mean something. It doesn't have to, there doesn't have to be this big explosion at the end. There doesn't have to be this aha moment. There doesn't have to be this, oh, well, we're waiting on the end of the video for something great to happen. There doesn't have to be any of that. See, there's days where you're kind of sitting around and you're just saying, okay, time is passing and we're just going to let it be what it is. We're not going to force anything. We're not going to act like anything. We're not going to try to be like anything that we're not. We're not going to push the issue here. Do you understand what I'm getting at here? And when we're in that kind of mind state, we don't have to put on for one another. We don't have to try to be for one another. We don't have to act like we're more than a facade for each other. We don't have to think that the one person is better than the next, or I know everything I'm talking about and he knows nothing. See, it's like when I do these talks, it's kind of like a complete conundrum going on. It's like saying, in the end, nothing matters, right? But it matters now. It matters now that we're alive and living. No, of course nothing matters in the end, because we're going to be gone. And none of this is going to matter. And we're going to be forgotten. And whatever we did, it won't matter. We'll be in a ledger somewhere. We'll be talked about for a little. Someone will cry for us. Maybe no one will. Who knows? Whatever situation it is. But the thing is, it matters now. It matters now. But if we think in our mind that there is this eternity that we have to figure this thing out, or we can just sit around and do nothing. We can just wait on, whatever I'm going to say. I really don't want to get too deep into what I mean, but I can just sit around and wait for years and years or until I die and whatever. No, you have one go at this. You have one life to figure this out so that you can get to a place where you are content with yourself. And that is what I am doing right now as I speak. I am literally getting my thoughts and my mind in order to get to a place where I can be content with myself, for myself, and I can have other like-minded beings understand that, and then we can go off of that. And that is what matters. See, the whole thing, it doesn't have to mean anything. It can mean something right now, because that's all there is now. And it doesn't, just because you're someone that you think, oh, well, I'm not going to do this because people are going to think this, or they're not going to like this, or I'm going to be looked at this way. Who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if your video sucks. It doesn't matter if you freaking think that you're an ugly person. It doesn't matter what you're wearing. It doesn't matter what the hell other people are doing or thinking. It doesn't matter. None of this shit matters, but it does matter. See, it's in order to explain this, it's very hard. You have to have this constant conundrum going on. There has to be like this thing contradicting itself constantly. It has to be, you have to get yin yang in your mind. You have to get black white in your mind. You have to get in your mind that this thing is always a complete polar opposite. There's always a polar opposition going on here, and it will never stop being that. But see, what do? What do we do as people? We get caught up on the one side, and we want to stay on the one side, right? We want to stay there, and we want to linger there. And we want to say, oh, this is where I belong. This is where I know where I'm supposed to be. This is where I fit in. This is the thing. This is this. No, it's not. It's not, because you're going to constantly be, if you're being honest with yourself and you are someone that is a real, genuine individual that doesn't lie to yourself, and you are being logical, you're thinking logically with things, you're going to be continually evolving. You're going to be continually evolving. And someone that goes, oh, well, your older stuff I liked. I don't like your newer stuff. See, those people are still stuck. They're still stuck on something old. They're still stuck on something that they're stuck on. Do you understand? They're still in this world of repetition because they think that they have to be a certain way for the world. They think that they have to be a certain way because that's what their mind is doing. Their mind is in a loop. It's in a loop pattern. It's just like someone that celebrates the holidays all the time. Every time the 4th of July is coming up, oh, I gotta celebrate, gotta get the fireworks, gotta celebrate whatever. When Christmas comes, oh, gotta get the Christmas tree, gotta get some presents, gotta do this. See, I don't think like that anymore. I'm gone from that kind of thinking. I don't think that way. Every single moment is a different moment. There is no tomorrow or yesterday. There is no, oh, it's a new day. No, it's just a continual now, and every now is different. Every now is continually evolving into something else as your brain is thinking. And most people don't think like that. They don't think like this. That's why people that are artists, it's why they'll draw one style the rest of their life. They'll draw one technique. They go, oh, it's a technique. See, I don't look at anything like techniques or kinds or types of things. I don't look at anything like that. And that's why a lot of people, they get hung up on that. They get hung up on a style or a technique and this is what Bruce Lee said. Bruce Lee said something about, I don't know exactly what he said, but he referred to about styles and techniques. He said, I don't have a style or technique. I flow like water. See, he's continually flowing. He's continually doing something new. He's experimenting. He's letting it be what it is. He's not trying to make it kung fu or jiu-jitsu or whatever else. You know, he's not trying to do that. Now, I don't see, this is where, and when someone's listening to me that says, oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about because you're not telling me specifically what he said. Listen, I have watched hours and hours and hours of Bruce Lee interviews and things on him. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said something in the form of he doesn't go by any technique. He doesn't have techniques because then you get stuck on something. And this is what a lot of people do because they can't get out of that mindset. They don't know how to say, okay, new, but you're not really thinking like that. You're not thinking new. You're not thinking new. You're just saying, okay, it's going to be what it is. Whatever comes, like if you're a creative or an artist or a musician or whatever, if you have something in your head like, oh, well, I want to listen to a violin sound right now, then you're going to go and you're going to pick a violin sound and you're going to use that sound. And then you go, oh, well, I have this bass in my mind that I want to use. Then you're going to go and you're going to get that. You're going to pick that bass sound. And then you go, oh, you know what? This would be great if I put some kind of orchestral bell, like some kind of like church bell ringing. Then you go to church bell and you pick that. But see, most people, they don't think like that. They don't let it be what it is in the moment. They're going, oh, well, it has to sound a certain way. It has to be a certain genre. It has to sound like another artist. If it doesn't, I'm not going to please them. They're not going to approve of what I'm doing because it's not like that. And people don't realize. They don't realize. See, you don't see what I do in my spare time. You only see on this channel, you only see a small, very, very small percentage of what I do as a person in my spare time. I'm always making music. I'm always writing. I'm always thinking. I'm always putting new stuff in my mind because when the time comes, see, I'm not forcing it to be though. I'm not saying it has to happen right this very minute because if I'm forcing something, I'm trying to make it happen. And that's not how I want it to be. I want it to be natural. I want it to, it's either going to happen or it's not going to happen. See, every time I make music, I do it because I'm in love with sound. I love sounds. I love putting sounds together. I like creating melodies and patterns and sequences and putting drums together. That's what I love doing. So I do it how I do it. I don't do it how I think people are going to want me to do it. I don't do it saying, oh, well, it has to be hip hop. It has to be R&B. Oh, no, it has to be industrial. Oh, no, it gotta be something on Halloween because it's Halloween. Oh, no, it gotta be this or that. You see, look, here's a prime example when I'm walking. Somebody is yelling out their window, like cursing something. See, I know that person is completely oblivious to what's going on in this world. They're ignorant. They're completely, I wouldn't want to run across that person if that person had a weapon or was drunk or just any reason. I wouldn't want to run across someone like that. And they're all over the place out here. Look, don't get it twisted. They're all over the place. Do you see how they mess up when someone like me is in my zone and I'm, talking about what I'm talking about? That's how it is in the world. And you're always going to run into that out here. You're not going to be able to get away from it for the rest of your life. What's up, man? Yeah, you're not going to be able to escape that. Now, see, the brother that I just walked past, he's minding his business. He got his headphones on. He's chilling. He didn't pay me no mind. And I appreciate that in him. See, that's a person that I appreciate. He just walked by with his headphones on and he's just in his own world. He didn't even pay me no mind. And I don't want him to pay me any mind because, see, him paying me mind, what would that be? That would be a forced interaction. Like, oh, I gotta say hi to this guy. I gotta say something to this person. I'm really, when I use the word hope and I say I'm hoping you're getting this, I wanna hope you're getting this because I do wanna have people that I can really relate to. I do wanna have people that appreciate me because when I do these videos, I do it so that you can appreciate them, and this is my way of giving you my appreciation. This is my way of telling you I'm coming out here and I'm making a video because I'm doing it to I'm not entertaining you, I'm just telling you something for real. I'm telling you something down to earth. I'm telling you something that means everything to me right now. I'm telling you something that matters in my life. I'm telling you something that is me. I'm not going to sit here and try to put on for you. I'm not going to try to be something for you. I'm not going to act any kind of way. And I know people might be saying, well, what are you really saying? I'm not really saying anything. I'm just speaking the way that I speak. This is the way that I talk. This is the way I do things. It's flowetry. You see, it's flowetry. It's just being. It's just saying because that's how you feel. It's just a feeling. It's just energy coming out, and then it comes out in words. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of people, they're telling you shit. They're telling you stuff that it's bullshit. They're telling you bullshit. They're telling you something to inflate your ego more. They're telling you things to get you to try to be a certain way for everybody. I really, really hope you're getting this. And I might say that a couple times before I end this video. I really hope that you're getting this because it seems like I have lost, my crowd of people, if I can say that. I don't want to say crowd, but it seems like I might have lost a lot of you on this channel because I might have said something that went against the grain of how you think about yourself or how you see this world. And that's something, see, if you're someone that is still getting offended or you are still letting your emotions take over, that is all programmed shit. That is all indoctrinated shit. That is all brainwashed shit. That is all the shit that has been put in our mind. All these emotions that we have and stuff, most of them, damn near all of them, are from the programming that we were programmed to think with. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Do you really understand what I mean? Like when you listen to a love song, programming, it's programming. Let's just be honest. Do I still listen to love songs once in a while, and I still listen to them and kind of bob my head and go, oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, of course I do. I'm not sitting here shitting on it. I'm just saying, if you can't take a quote, what you might think is an insult or offensive, or you're hurting my feelings, or how can you say that? How dare you tell me this? See, if you think like that in your mind, you haven't yet let go of the ego. You're still holding on for dear life. You're holding on to all the old concepts. You're holding on to all the old ways. You're holding on to this persona, this identity that is really not you. You just think it's you because you want to put that on for others. You want others to say, oh yeah, I see what you're doing. I know that you feel that thing. Oh yeah, I know what you're feeling. I'm feeling too. See, I know it's very hard to explain, and you might think that I'm just downing everything, that I'm being a kind of buzzkill here. I'm not being a buzzkill. I am trying to free you from all of this stuff. And when I say the word trying, I am not trying at all. I am simply telling you how it is, how I became free of all that nonsense. Now, am I saying that I'm not going to, that conditioning is not going to come back up in my mind and do everything it can to make me the way that it does sometimes? Because it's always going to be trying to come back. It haunts you like a ghost, kind of, while you're deconditioning, while you're going through this stage of letting go and saying, it doesn't matter. I can just be what I'm going to be because that's me. However I see something, then I'm going to say, okay, this is how I see it. But the question is, are you looking into things for yourself? Are you researching for yourself? Are you being honest with you? Are you self-reflecting today? Are you being real? Are you genuine? You see, the question is, it's all about you, the one watching. It's all about you. And it's not this overly selfish thing. If you don't know you, if you have not took a long, deep, hard, straight ass look at yourself in the mirror, and I mean you have sat with yourself and it hurt because you were sitting there with yourself. It hurt because you had to actually fess up to certain things. You had to take that cold stare that you kind of hate looking back at because there was something in you that you knew you were being fake about. You knew you were putting on for people. You knew that that wasn't you. See, if you have not yet done that, then you are still in the illusion of ego for other people. You're still projecting your ego, and they're projecting that back to you, and they tell you about your ego. They boast about your ego. They say, oh yeah, you're doing all the right things that those people aren't doing. Oh yeah, you got something going on with you that's so special. No, none of us are special here. None of us are special. But we are unique people. That's only if we're being honest with ourselves. That's only if we're willing to not hold back at all. That's only if, when you do what you do, you're doing it and you're not thinking in your mind, oh, is this going to impress them? Am I going to fit in? Am I going to be approved of? Are they going to like me? Are they going to hate me if I say this? See, if you're still thinking like that and you're hesitating, you are still in the suit of projection and ego, projection and ego, projection and ego. And listen, I know a lot of people, if you don't really get this, look, I don't blame you. I don't blame you if you don't get this. If you don't get it with me and I'm someone that I make you feel a certain way, I can't help that. I can't help that. But that is not what I'm going for when I'm doing this. I am freeing you from yourself. I'm freeing you from your own bondage of thinking something that isn't even what you're thinking that it is, because you might not know what it is for yourself. And this is why mankind does so much of this stuff that mankind does. Why we do these unnecessary things. Why we do a lot of this stuff that there's no need for, and things happen to people. It's because of this. It's because of what I'm speaking about. And if we knew this, we would have self-control. We would be responsible for each other and ourselves. We would take accountability for our actions. We would be more disciplined in our ways. But yet, it doesn't mean we can't do what we do. It doesn't mean that if you're a comedian, you can't be a comedian. It doesn't mean if you're a musician, you can't be a musician. It doesn't mean if you're someone that actually does like talking to people. I'm not saying don't do that. If you like talking to people, then do it if that's what you really like or love to do. If it's something that you really want to do deep down inside, then do it. If it's something you don't want to do, then don't do it. And you know, it always, in these videos, it always turns into this thing where even myself, as I'm about to end a video, it seems like, oh, what a bummer. You know, that didn't end the way that I might have thought it was going to end. You know, oh, well, where did that go? Where did that get me? It didn't get me nowhere. I didn't go anywhere. I'm just walking. I'm just taking a walk. And I'm doing a video and I'm speaking. And it's not accomplishing anything. It's not accomplishing anything. Because I don't have an ambition to accomplish nothing. I'm just doing what I'm doing. That's it. That's all that it is. And there's another thing that I said the other day, that a lot of people, they don't have this mindset either, of memento mori. Remember your death. Remember that you do not have long here. Your time is very limited. Sunset limited. You know? And that will literally make you see that all these things that you think are something are not. All of these things that you're holding on to or you're trying to be for people, one day when you're older, you're going to go, my God, what was I doing? If I only would have listened to that guy, if I only would have heard him out for up until this point in my life, if I would have only started thinking that way for myself, if I only would have let go of the stupid things, if I only would have did more research or got more logical or had more knowledge or understanding for myself, if only I wouldn't have been living a fake life for other people, if only I wouldn't have been trying to be something for them, because that really wasn't me. That's what I thought I had to be. All right. So yeah, that's what it is. It can't be anything else than what I am saying right now to you. It can't. It can't, because if I did, I would be putting on for you. I would be lying to you. I'd be bullshitting you. And here's what I am going to end the video with. I'm going to end with this for y'all. When you get to this kind of understanding, it's not a kind of understanding. It is understanding itself. It is knowledge itself. It is knowing itself. It is the truth of the truth. It is the truth. And believe me, when people say that they're looking for the truth, they want to know the truth, trust me, most people, what they think is the truth is not the truth. They're lying to themselves. They're in denial of what the truth actually is. The truth hurts and the truth sets you free at the same time. The truth is not either or. It's both of them. The truth hurts like a motherfucker and the truth sets you free. It sets you free from all the stupid shit that you once thought. You once thought that you needed to think, that you needed to live by, that you needed to act like, that you needed to be for people. It was a thought process. And once you get rid of that, you will completely change. And you can't go back, because once you see it, you cannot go back from it. And that should be something that we should literally rejoice over. It shouldn't be something that we're like, oh, I want to go back to it again. No, I don't want to go back to it at all. I don't want to go back to it at all. All that I want to do is I want to keep living my life. I want to, and this is what you will come upon. If you are someone that is thinking logically and you're seeing this for what it really is, all of this, you will literally get to a point where you will get so tired of this shit, this BS and these lies and this thing that goes on out here, that you will say, I have no other choice but to start my own thing. I have no other choice but to build upon my own thing. I have no other choice but to make sure I get it done right. I have no other choice but for discipline. I have no other choice but to be accountable, to be responsible, to actually indulge in a craft, a skill, something to keep me busy, something that will keep me healthy, something that will sustain me the rest of my life, something that I can build upon the rest of my life, food that I can plant for myself, people that I can be around that are the same way as that think very similar. Now, I don't want to say the same. Nobody thinks exactly the same. But when you're on this mindset, and look, I don't know how old a lot of you are out there. There might be someone on my video, you might be about 20 years old. When I was 20 years old, I would have listened to this. I would have completely blew this off. I would have listened to this for a little bit and said, what the hell is this guy talking about? I ain't got time for that. I gotta go down here and see what's going on down there. I gotta get to the bar. I have to go to the club. I got to go see what everybody else is doing. And nobody gave a fuck. I was just chasing them. I was chasing what I thought that they wanted me to be. And the whole time, I would have been completely oblivious to this. It's only at 37 years old that, and see, people might think that I'm saying this to force you to do this. I'm not forcing anybody to do anything. I'm not telling anyone to do anything I'm doing. It isn't that, oh, well, you just don't have anything else to do or nothing going or anything, so you're just trying to preach that to other people. You're trying to put that on me. No. If you don't want to get it for yourself, you're not going to get it for yourself. You're either going to want it for you or you're not going to want it for you. You're either going to say, this is all that I have left for me, and it's all that I want to know, because eventually, it's only in a matter of time, y'all. It's only a matter of time. Eventually, what you thought you were will collapse. if you're a logical person. What you perceive this world as, if you're really researching and you're really taking a brutal, honest look at things, you are going to say, my goodness, how stupid was I? How dumb was I to think this? How could I be so gullible? How could I be so ignorant as to just go for this or fall for this thing? And when you see that, I'm telling you, the paradigm will completely change. You will never, ever, ever look at this world the same way that you looked at it again. And you will see all the things that you once did, and you will be disgusted by it. You will be sickened by it. You will despise a lot of things because you will see how unnecessary they were for you. You will see how much it really didn't matter for you right now. You will see that I wasted a lot of freaking time. You will see that you were trying to prove something that there was nothing to prove. There was nothing to prove. And this is one of the greatest things, I think, is that we don't have a lot of time, and we could be building something. We could be being productive with something. We could be planting something. We could be experimenting with herbs and medicinal things and good drugs. We can sit and we can make and create good drugs for ourselves. We can be looking into, okay, well, if I'm having this problem with my health, I can do this so I don't have this problem. See, none of us are looking for solutions here. We're not looking for solutions in the now. I know there isn't an ultimate solution. I know that. I know there's no ultimate solution here. There's no such thing. We're all heading for a brick wall. That is the honest to God truth. That's the honest truth. We're all heading for a brick wall. But you have to first tell yourself that look, I'm heading for a brick wall, yes. But, okay, in the meantime, what am I doing? You see, how can I be more productive? How can I do something to help myself along in this life? You see, a testimony unto yourself. Live the testimony yourself. Don't sit here and say, oh, well, I have to do it for these people because I have to get their approval and all that. No, don't think like that. Do something because you really want to do it. Make something of yourself first, and then you can do it for others. See, I don't believe in the other way around. I don't think that you can just first do everything for everybody else and then then you see it. I don't think like that. I think you have to understand it for yourself first. I think you have to get it for yourself first. I think that you have to see things for yourself first. You have to get honest with you. You have to get out of the denial of ego with you. You have to see your own pride. You have to see the things that you're doing, the putting on you're putting on, the mask that you're wearing. You have to see those things first before you can even get to this, what I'm speaking of here. And then when you get to this, that is when we can get real with each other. That is when we can have a bond that cannot be broken. That is when we can have something so genuine, so unique, something so honest, something so down to earth, something that is so tried and true that there is nothing in this fake ass realm that can break us. Nothing. Nothing and nobody, because we know it's bullshit and we know we didn't lie to ourselves. We know we were true with ourselves. We know without a doubt that we did not bullshit ourselves. We know that every word that came out of our mouth was something that needed to be said when it needed to be said, and we said it because it needed to say, because we needed to say it, and we did it because it needed to get done. And then we looked for ways to make this life something while we're here. Why do we want to just sit and wallow in misery and negativity and blaming everybody and saying, oh, I'm not going to do nothing the rest of my life. I hate life. What kind of life is that? What kind of life is that? Please just ask yourself this. I'm not even telling you this. I'm just saying, ask yourself this. But that's if you want to. I can't force you to. I can't force you to ask yourself this. But I know for me, I'm evolving into something. And when I say evolving, that does not mean what people might think it means. I'm talking about my thought. I'm talking about the way that I see this realm, the way I see this world. I'm evolving into something that I don't see a lot of. That's why I'm telling you. That's why I'm speaking to you on this camera. That's why I come out here and I give you my energy, because I'm telling you something that you probably don't know. See, I'm just not giving you scientific terms. I'm not giving you a Jordan Peterson way of saying it. And I'm not sitting here mocking him or downing him to make me look better. That's not what I mean. I can't talk to you like that. That's not the person I am. I can only talk to you how I talk to you. And I can't try to be somebody else, you see? But that is not the way that I come across. I come across very, very, very simple. A little child can understand this. A little kid that is 3 years old, 2 years old can understand what I'm saying. And see, the reason why a lot of us aren't listening is because we've been blinded. We've been misled. We've been lied to. We've been indoctrinated, programmed, conditioned. The propaganda machine has been placed in our mind. The TV programming that we've been watching our whole lives, and we're stuck on those things. And none of those things, hardly any of those things, mean anything. They are keeping us slaves here. Can we not see this? Can we not see this? Most of us are at jobs we hate. Most of us are renting a place. We're paying for a house every week, every 2 weeks, every month. Why are we not building our own thing? Why are we not looking for land? Why are we not planting seeds? Why are we not building a hut for ourselves? You can go right online if you have the money and the resources. You can go right online and say, how do I build a little hut? How do I build a little home? How do I build an off-grid or homestead? I'm not going to say off-grid. How do I build a homestead for myself? And there's other YouTubers doing that. But guess what though? There's only a few people that are doing this. See, look, I'm telling you what I'm thinking about right now. Just because I don't have the proof right now. I can't, but the proof will be in my pudding eventually. It's not now. I can't show it to you now, but I have it in here. It's up here. And eventually, some nows from now, it will happen. It will happen. I know that it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time that it's going to happen. It's not going to happen right this second, and that discourages me. Trust me, I feel like a hypocrite when I'm telling you this. But what I'm telling you, nobody is going to tell you because nobody's talking about it on YouTube. Listen, you don't have to rent out a home. You do not have to pay mortgage. You do not have to go to a job you hate. You do not need to do that. I'm telling you, listen, what most of us are missing is homestead living, is building our own abode, our own refuge, our own place to call our own. Our own. This is what we're missing. And this is why, up until this point, this is why I start my videos off like I start them off. I gradually get into it to make you understand why I'm getting to this point where I'm at. How I got to this point in the video. I have to let you know first that all of those things you're still being led by, thinking that we have to do. We are so enslaved in our minds and enslaved in our thinking that we don't even realize that we are still slaves. And we're still in the slave mentality. And we say, oh, it's okay. It's okay, master. It's okay, master. I'm going to stay a slave because I'm too lazy to do something. I can't do that. I can't do that. See, you already lost. You already lost when you say that. When you say, I can't do that. Because we're telling ourselves this shit. And we're telling ourselves this shit every day. We're in the loop of negativity. We're in the loop of thinking we can't do anything for ourselves. We're in the loop of, I can't be positive at all because I'm a negative person. Listen, fuck positive and fuck negative. It is what it is. Those words don't even mean anything anymore. They're words. They're made up fucking words and concepts. They don't mean anything. They don't mean anything to you anymore. When you're on this, it doesn't mean anything anymore. Doesn't mean nothing. It's just a concept. It's just something to make an excuse about. And this is another thing you'll come to. You will get tired. Eventually, you will get tired of speaking about it. You'll get tired of talking about it. You'll say all that's left to do is either action or die. All that's left to do is actually do it or not do anything at all and just remain in the slop, remain in the shit, remain in the same repetitive loop, remain in the same exact thing that we're doing. And it's what most people are going to do. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I do not want to do that, and I'm not going to do that. And that's what I'm telling myself. Because you have to have the affirmation in your mind. You got to affirm this for yourself. If we don't have the affirmation, we're not going to do it. If you're telling yourself, I can't, I never will, that's not for me, that's silly, that people don't do that, that's not how it is, then it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. We're going to live our whole lives doing something we hate, doing something that everybody else has done in the name of working for a system every day to do what? Nothing's your own. No, you can't say this is my thing. This is something I'm doing. Every day I wake up, this is my sustainability. This is my abode. This is my land. These are my plants. This is my house. This is my thing. This is our thing. If you're someone that is with a couple people, you can say this is our thing. This thing of ours. And I'm not talking about the mob. I'm just saying this thing of ours. We can say it's ours. And then that's when we can take some kind of real pride in it. Not this worldly pride that we talk about. Not this pride of, oh, well, I got something and I'm more than you because I got a pair of Jordans on and you got Payless on, so I'm somebody. You know, oh, man, yeah, I live in the suburbs instead of the inner cities in there now, so I'm somebody. See, that thinking is for unintelligent people. That thinking is for gullible idiots that think like that. That's not how we think, y'all. And you know that's not how you think. If you're someone that's been on my channel for this long, you know that's not how you think. It's basically time to grow up, but you still have some of that inner child in you. You still have that free part that was free at one time in you, that wanted to explore and actually live life. You see what I'm saying? But you have to grow up at the same time. It's time to be a grown-up child in a way. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of people, they're still children. They're very immature. They're very ignorant. They're very gullible. They're very stupid. They don't know what's really going on here. And I don't know, y'all, listen. I'm just telling you it how I see it because I do care for you. I do care for y'all because I care for myself while I'm here. Yes, there are times where I just say, like, WTF. And I get in my ways. I am a human being just like everybody else. But when I sit here and I see people that I want to call my people doing some of the things they do, it sickens me. It makes me sick. I despise it. I hate it. Because I see something in them that I see in myself, that I once was, or that sometimes I allow myself to get that way because I let that bullshit come back in my mind. And I just see it too clearly today. I can't go back. I can't. There is no way that I could ever be fake again for you. There is no way that I could ever tell you a lie again. There is no way that I could ever tell you something that I myself don't do. There is no way that I could ever tell you something that I haven't been through, or something that I have gone through, or something I'm still going through. Listen, I am not perfect. I do not have anything together. I have nothing together. My life is a puzzle that has been thrown. All the pieces are thrown all over the place, but I know that those pieces are out there. They don't have to be all together, because there is no such thing. That's perfectionism. That's a lie. That is the construct of you have to live up to this thing for people. Let that shit go. That is the identity. That's the persona. That's the ego. That's this bullshit that we keep telling ourselves. Let it the hell go. You're human. If you fuck up, then say you fucked up. Let's be honest with each other. If you did something stupid, say I did something stupid, and learn from it. And the more you learn from these things, the more you will say, okay, it's time for me to get away from that stupidity. It's time for me to break off with other like-minded people that know better. You know, I'm not saying that you still can't, act a little crazy because you got some energy and you want to groove to the music or something. I don't care about stuff like that. It's not that. It's not those kinds of things. It is just the unnecessary baggage of things is what I'm talking about, that there's no need for. And most of us, we don't know when not to make it that. We don't know when to say enough is enough. Or, okay, this person doesn't want to be messed with, so don't mess with them. This person is not in a mood, so let them alone. Let them go through it. Okay, this person is not holding themselves accountable. Well, I'm going to hold them accountable. They're not responsible. Well, I'm going to call them out because I care for them, that they care for themselves, because I care for me. And if we don't care about anything, then this whole thing's going to go to complete shit. See, this is one thing that I realized too. When you have people that say dumb shit like, I want a place where there's no rules and no law and everything, we could do whatever we want all the time. No. That's another BS lie. That's bullshit. You got to have rules, and you have got to have some kind of structure where you're at. Because if you don't, the motherfucker is going to be out of control. There's going to be people fucking pissing on the floors. There's going to be people doing stupid shit. There's going to be people not cooking the food right. There's going to be people that don't clean when it's necessary. You gotta have rules, and you gotta have discipline, and you gotta have a mind that, okay, I'm doing this now for them so that they will do the same for me when it's the time. You see, we're not in that mindset today. It's just this absolutely indulging in oneself all the time today. It's just everybody out for their own. Everybody to say, oh yeah, it's all about me right now, and you have to, you got to give me the attention. You have to give me something. And they don't think about anything but that. You see, if I thought like that, I wouldn't even do these videos. I wouldn't give a shit to do these videos. I'd just say, F everybody, I don't give a shit, I ain't doing this at all. I'm just gonna be ignorant and gullible and stupid. I'm gonna do all this shit that everybody else does. I'm just gonna be like everybody else in the world. And I refuse to be like that. And refuse to be like that with me. See, what we need to do, we need to start having a commune of like-minded individuals that think this way. See, that's what we need to start doing. We need to start supporting each other by watching each other's content, by listening to each other, by when you really need to talk about something that's important, you talk about it. You see what I'm saying? But you should know whether it's really important. You should know if it's something that needs to be said, because you should already know that for yourself. And it's really a shame that someone like me has to talk about this, but who else is going to do it? And I'm not, see, I might be mistaken for being like this like strict like fatherly figure, or I don't know, someone that's hovering over you, forcing you to do things. And that's not what it is at all. It is not that at all. Because once you know this, you will be free to do whatever you want, because you know your limits, you know your boundaries, you know when enough is enough, you know when you're pushing it too far, or you know when you haven't done anything, because you know. See, this is actually the purest freedom that you can have, is what I'm talking about. Because if each one of us could understand this amongst each other, this is where there's true freedom. I don't have to tell you what to do anymore. I don't have to tell you how to act. I don't have to tell you when you're doing something stupid. But if I have to, you should be aware enough to say, yeah, man, you're right. That's on me. That's on me. And I take the brunt. I take it upon myself to say when I did something that I know was some bullshit, or it shouldn't have happened, or it was wrong. See, and this is what real people that actually do care for one another do. This is what people that actually have the balls to speak up, that are not cowards, that are just not going by this fake persona thing, or the fake world, or the fake agenda is going by. You see, you're either on that or you're not on that. And this is something I don't have to force it. You either know it or you don't know it. And if you don't know it, then you don't know it. And you know, you're going to do what you do regardless. So, I have no power. I'm powerless, and I don't want to have power over people. I don't want to control people. I don't want to tell people what to do at all. I want them to know for themselves what to do. I want them to know for themselves. That's all. I want people to know for themselves. And that's why I'm telling you this, because I'm telling myself this. I'm just reminding myself. I'm just reflecting upon things that are in my mind. And it's what I got to do. It's just what I have to do. It's that simple. And it doesn't have to be some ultimate meaning. It doesn't have to get to a climax. There doesn't have to be a climax to this thing. Fuck a climax. I'm all about being in the moment right now. All I believe in is right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. Right now is all I believe in. And however I am feeling, I'll say how I'm feeling. Whatever I'm going through, I'll say what I'm going through. If I am having a fucked up horrible day, I'll say I'm having a fucked up horrible day. If I fell and I stubbed my toe and I cracked my toenail, then I'll tell you I fell, stubbed my toe, and cracked my toenail. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. And that's when we'll have human connection, is when we start getting honest with each other, is when we stop putting on this bullshit facade, is when we let go of this persona, this ego, this pride, this projecting thing all the time. It's got to go. It's got to go. There's no other way that we're going to be able to have a connection. It's just not going to happen. And this is for people that are looking for a true human connection. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about a real human connection. I'm talking about something so real that it's the realest of the real, and you know that. And that is something that we should take a pride in. It should be something that you're like, yes, that is me. I am with that. I'm with you on this. You know, it's like you don't doubt this thing. You know, there is no doubting it. I don't doubt this at all. I don't doubt this at all. I just know that more than likely there's not going to be a lot of people on board with it. I know that the whole world is not going to be with this. I already know that, and I don't care, because like I said, I don't care about humanity. I have literally given up on humanity as a whole. I've completely given up on humanity as a whole, because it has nothing to offer me. And it has nothing to offer you. You just might not know that yet. If you think it does, you're highly, highly mistaken, my friend. I'm just gonna let you know that now. So, and I'm doing this video, what I'm really doing this for is so that you don't have to waste 10, 15, 20 years of your life bullshitting yourself. That's why I'm doing this video, so you don't have to waste the time that I wasted for something that you might not understand right now. And if you could get this at an early age, you don't have to waste so much time on it. You don't have to look back and go, damn, what was I doing for 10, 15, 20 years? Who was I putting this on for? Who was I putting on this act for? Why was I trying to be something I wasn't? Why was I living that way? And I know there's some of you that are young on my channel, more than likely. There's some of you that might be 18, 22, 25. I don't know how old you are. I'm 37 years old, about to be 38. Listen, I got gray hair. Listen, you do not have to do the dumb shit that I did. You do not have to do what I did. And that's why I'm doing this, because I care enough to not waste your time. This isn't wasting your time. This is giving you all of your time. That's what this is doing. This video is giving you your time. You might think it's wasting your time if you're still in the ego realm. If you're still into all that stupid shit, you're gonna think that I'm wasting your time. I'm not. I'm actually giving you a lot more time in your life to understand these things. Look into everything. Be skeptical about everything. Research on everything. Question everything. Don't be gullible to nothing at all. And that's what I got. That's what I got, and that's what it is. And, you know, can't do anything about it. It's just what it is right now. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. Because, like I said before, it's not about the numbers either. We all have this image. This is another bullshit lie. You gotta have, 100,000 subscribers. You gotta be getting, thousands of likes on your videos. You gotta be on social media showing your best. Oh man, it's such a lie. It's such a lie. It's such a lie. Please don't fall into that trap for yourself. If only you would listen to what I'm telling you. If only you would listen like I should have listened to a few wise people. I have rarely ran into wise people in my younger days. Very, very, very few people.